Good afternoon, and welcome to the newest episode of Real Estate Talk with Lisa. I am your host, Lisa Jeffery. I am active agent, real estate agent here in the DMV area. I am with Fairfax Realty Elite out in Greenbelt, Maryland. Our broker there is Rodney Bennett. I'm so glad to have you joining us today. For all of my returning viewers, welcome back. For the new viewers, stick around, check the archives. I'm sure you'll find something of value that can help you as you move forward, whether you're looking at investing, buying, selling, becoming a landlord, anything related with real estate. We're there for you. Now, I just want to let you know that if you're watching us right now, you're watching us on the WBGR Wellness Network. You can also find our show and archive episodes of our show on the Real Estate Talk with Lisa Facebook page, Real Estate Talk with you, Lisa YouTube, and we're also on the Fire Stick and Roku platforms. Just go in and type in WBGR, and we've been doing some Take 10 segments, little 10-minute snippets of information. If you've been watching this show, you've probably caught a couple of those. So we have those in rotation for you, and a couple of our full-length shows as well on the WBGR platforms on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. And you can also find us on WBGRTV.com. So yes, we are everywhere, but we wanted to be on as many platforms as we could to be able to be accessible to you. As you know, our mission is opening the doors with keys of independence, and we're looking always to educate, empower, and motivate you to action. So we're just glad that you're here with us today. I think if you recall, if you've been watching, June is home ownership month. And so we've been highlighting different aspects of home ownership this month. And we have some guests that are going to be joining us from NAREB. And NAREB has been on our show a couple of times. We've discussed them. NAREB, NAREB, stands for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. Who are they, you may ask? Well, they were started in Tampa in 1947 because at that time, the organization, which is now known, has evolved to be NAR, the National Association of Realtors. At that time, under its organization at that time was not accepting African Americans or certain other cultures into the organization. So if you were practicing real estate, you didn't really have a body, a group that you could partner with, learn from, train with, network with. And so that's why this organization was started. And it was started as an inclusionary organization. There was no discrimination within it. And the theme for the organization was democracy and housing. And they, along with the NAACP, were two very vocal organizations that were advocating for the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, which we now refer to as the Fair Housing Act. Okay, and so that's why we had highlighted them in April, because a lot of people don't know that they were there. We all know about NAR, and we're thankful for that organization and how it's evolved, and it's also very inclusionary in today's time. But we want to also be aware of those organizations that have gone before. Last week we talked about Juneteenth and the reason for the celebration of freedom. And today we're going to touch a little bit on NAREB's activities here in our local area. Now, our first callers are going to be Sherette Gordon, and I believe we may also be able to speak with Mr. Antoine Thompson, who is the National Executive Director for the agency. Sherette is a local realtor in our area, and I wanted to give you her props for her realty piece there. But she is the current treasurer of the Prince George's County chapter of the United Realtors of Prince George's County. That's the name of their chapter, but they're the Prince George's County chapter of NAREB. And they have some things going on for you this week, and so she's going to be this weekend, and she's going to be sharing that information with us. And I'm just going to be so pleased to have her come on and share with us. All right. So let me bring them on. Good afternoon, Charette.
Yes, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. You know, I'm scrolling on my phone. I've introduced you from the standpoint of you being the treasurer for the United Realtors of Prince George's County. Can you give them your brokerage information for us?
Sure, I am affiliated with Remax Supreme, located in Bowie, Maryland.
Excellent, excellent. And so I gave the audience, because we may have some new viewers today, I gave them a little bit of the history of the organization, when it started, its vocal advocacy with the Civil Rights Act of 1968, also known as the Fair Housing Act, and also gave them the theme of the organization, which is democracy and housing. So now, how does all of that play into what you guys have planned for this weekend?
Well, all of that plays into it very easily. The organization was originally created to help support African American real estate agents, and now that has obviously carried into not just support us in business, but now when we're supported, we can help people who look like us who want to purchase homes. We can help support them.
Yes.
So the event that we have coming up is to do just that, give information to buyers, whether they be first time, second time, or third time buyers.
Right.
Right. We're there to give them the information to support them in the home buying process.
Okay, now, you and I spoke yesterday, and, some of us as realtors, and in particular African American realtors, may some that I've spoken with weren't even aware of the organization and the roots of the organization, and they may feel like now the organization that we couldn't join before, we were part of now, and there's nothing taking anything away from that. That's definitely an advantage. But I know when we were talking last night, I was saying that so often we let go of those organizations that supported us when there was no organization supporting us.
Yeah.
And NAREB played a very pivotal role in providing and creating that support system to African American real estate agents at that time, and real estate professionals, because I know your membership is not limited to just agents. You have many affiliate partners that can be part of the organization that help bring together the full picture of home ownership. And I just, like I told you yesterday, just want to reiterate that to our audience, that there is value in the longevity and the practices of this organization, because I think you guys celebrating a birthday too this year, right?
We're celebrating a birthday, and got to give kudos to the people who founded the organization. But you said something so key. Sometimes we think, oh, well, it was good for at that time, but now, I can get in over here, so,
right.
I don't really need to be over there, or I don't see the use or the benefit. But I say to that, we have to remember where we came from.
That's right.
Sometimes you got to go back home sometimes. Don't forget your roots.
That's right.
Because
right.
it's what allowed you or helped you to get into the other organizations that you're in now.
That's right.
That's
exactly
every now and
right.
again, the wind shifts, and sometimes it's a little tight to try to squeeze you out of where you are. You're going to need a place to go.
That's right. And the other thing that I think we talked about yesterday is that it's not either or. Like when I'm at the cookout, I may want the hamburger and the hot dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like don't make me have to pick. You know what I'm saying? I like my burnt hot dog and a nice, juicy hamburger on the same plate. I try to leave a little room for the baked beans and the coleslaw, but you don't have to choose. The organization was created because you had no choice.
Yes, no choice. So now that you have some options, utilize the options. You're so right, Lisa. It doesn't necessarily have to be either or. You may have value. You may find different things of value in both organizations. Plus, you may have something of value that's different that you can give to both organizations.
Exactly.
Organizations. Yeah.
Exactly. And as agents and as professionals in any industry, you're always looking to expand your network, expand your body of knowledge, expand what you as an individual, your personal development, and also what you can offer to your client in terms of your skill, in terms of who knows who, and being able to get it done. Because just like when we have lenders on the show, not every lender can do every loan.
That is so true. Not every real estate agent may be licensed in every jurisdiction, or choose to work in every area. So even with stuff like that, somebody may say, "Hey, I'm looking for something in Baltimore." Well, maybe you live in St. Mary's County. You're not really looking to show homes in Baltimore.
That's
but
right.
By being a part of different organizations, different networks around you, you can refer them. You can find somebody great who you trust, refer them out to that person, and hey, you even ask for a referral fee. You might get a little pocket change in the process.
That's right. That's right. Now, tell us a little bit more about what's going to be happening for folks on Saturday.
Man, Lisa, I'm so excited. So thank you for having me, our organization, on the show today, because what's happening Saturday is everything that we are about. We are about home ownership. We are about making sure that people are well informed as they embark on this process. So this is actually National Home Ownership Month. And we are celebrating the month by having National Homeownership Weekend.
Okay.
And our local chapter is going to have a workshop on Saturday. That's this Saturday, June 23rd. We're having it at Sports and Learning Complex. It's from 10 to 2. Like I said earlier, it's for first-time buyers, Lisa, second-time buyers.
Anybody buying.
You're not sure what the market is doing. You're not sure loans. What they say, do it online now. How to do it online? It's just fill out a piece of paper.
Yes.
Come down so we can explain to you, share with you the process. And most importantly, Lisa, it's not just going to be us just standing there talking.
Right.
It's interactive. We're going to have professionals from all arenas, all professions that are connected to the buying process.
Excellent.
The lenders, the home inspectors, insurance, because you got to get insurance when you buy a house.
That's right. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's right.
That too.
That's right. Because you'll be real upset something happened, and people looking at you like, girl, why you still got that hole on the side of your house? Because what had happened was, no, can't have that. Can't have that at all.
So we pulled together a group of professionals so that, yes, we're going to have, we're going to take up some time to speak, but it's definitely interactive. So we want questions, and we're going to allow folks to talk to the other individuals one-on-one with other questions that they may have, things that they've thought of and was always wondering, what I need you for, and how does this work?
Exactly.
What's this going to cost?
Exactly. That is excellent. And I just encourage all of our listeners. Some of you, maybe didn't go to the last housing fair that was over at the complex, but this is an ideal time for you to go. You may think that you're marginalized. You're not. It's important for you to hear from an organization that has made a habit of studying trends, especially in African American home ownership, to let you know what's going on. And what we're seeing, if I'm understanding some of the data from the reports that you guys do on an annual basis, that we're trending backwards in terms of African American homeship. We're not trending forward. People, it's cool to be trending, but you want to be really like trending for like the right thing, right? Like, like not trending for like most auto accidents had by individual. You know what I mean? That's not it. So, but as a group in the country, it is not. We're not trending forward, because some of the numbers, if the data I saw was correct, really look and reflect back to kind of where we were when we were starting to push for home ownership then. Am I incorrect there?
No, ma'am, you are right on point. Home ownership um, really peaked for us around 50%. And even that number, is kind of low. And unfortunately, we have fallen back. So we are now down to around 41, 42% home ownership. And keep in mind, I just said we were only at 50% one time at our high. So that was low, already low.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, so we just want to encourage you guys again to register. I have the flyer up behind me on the flat screen. Also, if you go to our Facebook page, Real Estate Talk with Lisa, you probably see it posted on there about 3 times. But it's on the...
Thank you.
Stop laughing at me, Sherrod. Okay, so I was an overachiever. Okay, I get that.
Thank you.
But it's on there because I wanted to make sure that you saw it. And, some of you, might be on the Facebook diet, so, you're only checking like once a day. So I'm trying to catch you, just to let you know that it's out there, because this is part of what we do here at the show. We do give organizations and individuals an opportunity to showcase who they are, and get to know you, our audience. But also, our goal is to educate, empower, and motivate you to action, to give you the tools that you need. So home ownership is good for the real estate professionals. It's good for you as the consumer, and it's good for you as a community partner. Because that's how we build stable, strong communities and get rid of the boarded up houses. But then when we fill them up again with people, have them knowledgeable about the process. So I just want to thank you again for being on the show. I appreciate what you and the organization is doing, and I'm just really proud for the work that's been done and that's continuing to be done by you and your group in the larger context of America. Because like I always say, there's only one America. I don't know why people keep playing. It's really just one. Check your map. It's one United States, just one. Okay, I know it says the S at the end of the states, but it's the United. It's the United part.
It's United, exactly.
And so,
I could say one quick thing, may I?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I want people to know that this whole push for home ownership is what we're doing is part of something a lot bigger. It's part of a national push to get 2 million new homeowners.
2 million. All right,
in 5 years. Yeah.
In 5 years. I'm trying to get to 2 million in 5 years too, but I was probably looking at dollars. But your goal is good. but your goal is good too. Your goal is good too. 2 million homeowners in 5 years is good too, because I could participate in that on my way to my own 2 million. I had that same goal. Man, that's so uncanny. But
we don't want anybody to be left out. You don't want to be left out.
That's right.
It's a big push. It's a big goal, but we think it can be done.
And and make no mistake, it is a challenge. It's a challenge to become a home buyer. It's a challenge, but I think the message that we sound repeatedly and is being echoed and proclaimed in this organization as well is that you don't have to do it by yourself.
No.
You don't have to do it alone. So you have a group of people that are willing to help you move forward and reach your goals. And if you have a little distance to cover, you have some challenges, you have professionals, like she said, in different industries, and we've showed you professionals here in different industries that are willing to kind of give you a playbook, give you a map on how to get from point A to point B. And I think we forgot to tell them that the price for all of this wonderful information is a price you can afford. It is absolutely free. No charge there.
No charge.
And
And I want people to know that I do want folks to register, but if for whatever reason there's somebody in your family they didn't get a chance to register, a coworker, whoever, just bring them down. We can make room. This is how we operate. We will make room at the table for you.
Excellent. That's Prince George's Sports and Learning Complex this Saturday, 10 to 2. Am I right, time-wise?
10 to 2, yes, ma'am. And I have a phone number if people need some quick information.
Certainly. Go ahead.
That number is 240-343-4249. And it is a busy line, so please be patient. If you call and no one picks up, we're probably helping someone else, so please leave your name and your number. We will call you back.
Give them the same courtesy you give Comcast, because you know if your cable out, you call Comcast and they tell you number 14 in line, you not hanging up. You gonna wait till they come to the phone. So this is something that's for you. So give them just a little bit of your time so they can get you registered in and be prepared to for your arrival and for your growth. From this event. So thank you so much, my dear. I've got Brian Washington coming on after you, and he's going to talk to us about the Washington Region's event. But again, it's just a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, well, thank you again, and all the best to you and your audience. Thank you so much for the time and opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Brian Washington.
Yes, that's me. I'm here.
Hey, I just got through talking to your fellow NAREB colleague, Miss Sherette Gordon, talking about the United Realtors of Prince George's County's event, and we've schooled the audience a little bit on the organization. And she mentioned right toward the end about the larger context of $2 million in 5 years. I told her I was trying to make $2 million for myself in 5 years, but I could get behind her goal too, of the 2 million homeowners in 5 years. I have on my page, Real Estate Talk with Lisa, your video that you put out just talking about the event. And just speaking to the audience real quick, if you don't know who I'm talking to, this is Brian Washington with Prime Lending, and we have had him on the show on numerous occasions, and he always brings you good information about how he can work to get you into that next property. Even if you've come from a less than perfect situation, he's got some products that can help you. So Brian, talk to them about your chapter and what you guys have planned.
Oh, excellent. I really do appreciate the opportunity, Lisa, as always. It's a pleasure. I talk to you and I tell you, you are the Oprah Winfrey of Real Estate Talk.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And you make me think about clarity is a gift, because that's what you give. You give clarity to this sometimes cloudy business that we're in. You create this platform where people can talk freely, can talk about things that they won't have a chance to always talk about, in terms of the real estate industry, and you just do a wonderful job. So and your warm spirit is a huge blessing. So
thank you.
Listen,
thank you so much.
Just the Washington Real Estate Brokers Association, been around since 1937, 10 years prior to even the national organization, 1947.
Wow,
and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, huge history there. And our president is Daniel Mushala. He is a long-time real estate practitioner, as myself, been in the business now over 15 years. So what we're pushing right now is probably the same thing. Our cousins are pushing, say cousins meaning the Prince George's County chapter.
Yes.
Pushing open house weekend, and check out the website, check out my Facebook page, and I'm going to be pushing out this show as well, because like Reba said, 2 million new homeowners in the next 5 years, that's the goal, and we need everyone behind it.
That's right.
And what we're going to be doing as it relates to, we're just pushing the idea and starting a conversation in and around our communities and in and around our spheres of influence to really start talking about home ownership, because we talk about movies, we talk about vacations, we talk about our favorite TV shows.
That's right.
We now have to start talking about owning and maintaining our real estate, and stop the renting and get more people in our community and to owning a home. So I think everyone can help, whether you're African American or not, because we're all neighbors here. And if my neighbor's doing well, I'm doing well.
Exactly, exactly. And earlier in the show, I had mentioned just the inclusionary spirit within the NAREB organization. Yes, it was started to meet a need, but the doors are open to everybody that shares in the mission of democracy and housing. And so it's not exclusionary at all. And you make a very good point about when my neighbor's doing well, I'm doing well. And you mentioned that concept in your video because it's just one America, it's one United States, and there's been so much divisive rhetoric that's been publicized, but not everybody is having those divisive conversations or the divisive thoughts. It's just that's what's been giving a platform. But in home ownership, having community and being able to live together and having stable community, that is so important. And it starts with the home ownership piece in terms of having a stake, being a stakeholder. Because when you have ownership, you have that pride of ownership, I think.
Absolutely. And not only do you have the pride, if you have children or grandchildren, studies show they have even higher test scores.
Yes, that's correct.
And you have a stable family environment. Everyone wants that place they call home.
That's right.
And home ownership is where it's at. Give us a call because we're not only professionals, we're advocates. We were just over at the headquarters. We had a regional meeting. All the presidents from around NAREB and the leadership got together over in Greenbelt at the national office, and our executive director, Antoine Thompson.
Yes, sir. Great guy. Great gentleman.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's a champion of home ownership, democracy, and housing. And we were doing advocacy training. So he's giving out information to all the leaders. Okay, now go back out into your communities, and here are the boards that I want you to join. Here are the organizations I want you to be a part of. Here's the phone call you need to make to City Hall. And here's the phone call you need to make to your congressmen and your delegates. And this is what we want to say. So these are the types of things that are happening. Even though we're still going about our true business, we're still slowing down to say, what can we do to help out in our community to create more home ownership? So we're not only about, of course, closing the transactions, but
right.
We want to make sure we bring along as many people that want to go along with us in terms of closing transactions and doing real estate business. And it's all about democracy and housing.
That's right.
2 million new homeowners in the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And I like Executive Director Thompson's approach because, and even for myself, I have a different perspective now at age 55 than I had at age 35 and age 45, and looking at whatever time I have left on the planet, how am I going to sow that time into activities that are going to benefit more than just myself. And then also when you're talking about being involved in boards, in places where decisions are made so that the right voices are at the table when the decision is being made. And sometimes we don't have all of the representative voices in the room or at the table. And so when we have organizations that are committed, not just like you said, to business, the business side of the transaction, but also the advocacy side so that the right decisions are made. We've all been watching the news. We just had the whole immigration decision that was made, and then now it's been, kind of unmade in some areas. And so, but that came from people raising voices about not being happy with the decision that was made. But a lot of those voices weren't at the table when the decision was made, but they still now raise their voices to cause a change. That's one example. But in the small decisions that get made in your county, in your community, whether it's your, your HOA, your planning, when they're planning for your community, when funds are being talked about, being made available, when legislation is being passed, whether you're going to have a home buyer savings account or certain things having to do with land ownership, you need to make sure that the voices at the table represent the best for the community, and that voice of democracy in housing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things that we're doing, we are encouraging all real estate practitioners, if you're not already a member, become a member. If you don't mind, I can give my phone number. And,
yes, please.
Reach out to me, and if you don't want to be a part of the D.C. chapter, we'll direct you to your local chapter. But my phone number is 240-387-7134. Or better yet, call me on my cell phone, 202-409-8103. Again, 202-409-8103. Or email me at bwashington@primelending.com, bwashington@primelending.com. And we can help you get involved, because what we're also doing is we're reaching out to our real estate practitioners, and we're creating an environment. And one of the things that we're working on is we call the C4, okay, which is really helping our real estate practitioners generate more business, close more business, and really be prosperous in this business, so that we can stick around and continue to be advocates and understand what's going on the ground, on the front lines, so that we can go talk to our politicians and say, this is where our clients need help.
Excellent.
So,
excellent.
Yeah, that's coming up we're going to start our first series in August.
August?
Yep, it's going to start in August. So, make sure you go to our website or our Facebook page, which is WREBA, out on Facebook. So it's DC NAREB or WREBA.
Okay.
Or give me a call.
Excellent.
Get on our mailing list.
That's excellent. And I want to put in a plug for Brian. Brian was on today to talk about what the organization is doing, but Brian is a senior loan officer with Prime Lending. They have a number of wonderful financing solutions for you as a home buyer. You can go back through our archives. Brian was on one show where we talked about how you could be a building owner, and he was on a panel with a title company representative and also a property manager. So I would encourage you to go back and take a look at that. And he talked about solutions for that. We've talked about solutions for veterans, for people that are coming out of foreclosure and bankruptcy and don't want to wait. And I'm sure since those shows, they have developed new products that you can take advantage of. And he's giving you his contact information. And since I've talked about lending, you want to give them your NMLS number?
Look at you, all compliant. Here we go. 658-931. Again, Brian Washington, Senior Loan Originator, and MLS number 658-931. Thank you very much, Lisa. I really appreciate that.
Oh, yes. He's been, you give credit where credit due. Brian has always been a very encouraging voice with the show and with what we're trying to put forth for the audience. So, I just want to, publicly thank him, because he's really been just somebody we can count on. And if you want to be a part of the DC organization, definitely call him. He is somebody that answers his phone. You don't have to chase him down. If he's in a meeting, he'll text you, say, I'll call you back, but he does get back with you. And so, Brian, I just want to thank you again for being part of the show today. And we'll continue to promote the video and keep us posted on the August training. And you'll probably be hearing about us again from them, because they have an event coming up, a national event. I think it's at the end of July. But we'll get you more information on that.
Yeah, our national event is going to be in July down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hot Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah. Yes. That's our national event. And then in November, we'll have our veterans event.
Okay.
So that'll be awesome.
All right. So thank you again for joining us. And everyone, if you're closer to DC than Prince George's County, you can go to the DC event. But just make sure that you get out and you avail yourself of the resources that have been put together to make sure that you succeed. So thanks so much, Brian.
Thank you, Lisa, and I'll be pushing this myself, your show. Take care.
All right, take care, dear.
Bye-bye.
So, we got a lot going on. So, just be aware that there are people that want you to succeed, and they want to help you get into where you need to be, help get you thinking about becoming a homeowner, because that's one of the major building blocks, really the major building block, especially in the African American community, for starting to really have wealth. So, all right, let me give you a couple of announcements. I got all my little things up here. Last week, we had the fantastic Dr. Malcolm Beach Sr. here with us, and he is the headliner for ProBiz and Africa Biz, and they are having their event on July the 31st. We talked about that, and I plan to continue to speak to you about that event, because it is an important event from a business standpoint. If you have a business and you're looking to get government contracts, if you're looking to see how to do business with the government, because real estate can give you collateral to then start your business. And then what this event can do can teach you and provide you face-to-face contacts with those that can then help you chart your course in terms of doing business with the government. There are also, with Africa Biz, will be speakers there, ambassadors there, to create connections that can help you engage in international trade. A lot of times, we may have that international tacked on to our name, or global tapped on to our business name, for those of you that are entrepreneurs, and we may not quite have reached that global status yet, but we see that as a vision for our company or our business, and so we've put that on there to remind us. This event is a great opportunity for you to be able to actually talk face to face, get real actionable, as I can't remember which one of my police dramas where they said it's with actionable intel, right? That you can actually take out and do something with. And as a part of that, I had shared that the Minority Business Development Agency has put out an announcement, and Dr. Beach and I were discussing it. I'm going to come back to that because I have another guest, but we're going to talk about that before we go and talk about ProBiz some more, and encourage you to go out and be a part of it. Great lineup of speakers that can take you from A to Z and getting your business in the shape that it needs to be in for you to prosper, and getting your mind in the right place so that you can prosper. All right, so I'm going to go to our next guest. We've had the National Association of Black Women in Construction on before. They had a wonderful industry day at Cardozo High School recently, which we highlighted. And we're going to have Nicole Allen with Allen Permitting to come on and talk to us. She's the president of the DC chapter, and they have some new things going on, and we have her on today to talk about it. So give me just a moment. Nicole?
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Young lady, how are you?
I'm doing well. Doing pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. Tell them the name of your company, because I said Allen Permitting, but I know that I didn't get it right. So I think it's Norris Allen, but I'm not positive. Help me out.
Yes, it's Allen Norris Permitting and Inspections.
Excellent. And just give them just a brief about what your company does.
Sure. My company provides essentially permit expediting services, but more importantly, we're building code consultants. So we help real estate developers understand the regulatory requirements to do real estate development projects. In addition to that, we provide architectural and engineering design services, plan review services, and building code consulting services.
Excellent. I just shared with the audience how I came to become affiliated or in relationship with NABWIC. I mentioned the industry day, and we attended with Reba, who's our publicist with Reba Associates International. She's our publicist for the show. She's often our co-host here. But we participated in a recent networking event that you had, and just had a wonderful time. It was a great turnout, and just to see the diversity in the people that came, and to see so many young female African American in the engineering area. That
is correct.
That just blew me away, and I was just so proud of them and their accomplishment. And they were there networking, just talking about the different things going on in their individual companies, and how they can relate and work with each other to better their field. But I had you call in today because I wanted you to share with the audience about the lunch and learns that you're having with the organization at the DC branch, and I think the first one kicks off next week, correct?
Yes, exactly. Well, the organization is the National Association of Black Women in Construction, and we provide all types of resources, educational opportunities, professional certification opportunities, business development services for any Black woman and men in the construction-related fields. And we generally represent anyone from asphalt to roofers, plumbers, as well as general contractors, architects, and engineers, and those in that particular field. What we're doing here in the D.C. area is we're hosting monthly lunch and learn opportunities to essentially network with those individuals in those different fields. Our speaker for this upcoming Thursday is going to be Daryl Spears. Mm-hmm. He is the Senior Vice President for Hugie Construction, which is a huge mechanical engineering firm here in the
Wow.
They've done nearly $1.6 million already for this year in terms of revenue and sales. Mm-hmm. And he's going to talk about strategic partnerships. What do they look for when they're looking to partner with other minority firms in order to go after general contracting opportunities? So it's going to give you some nuggets on things that you need to do for your business, need to have prepared in order to be ready for partnerships. And he's also going to give you some nuggets of wisdom in terms of how you build those relationships.
Excellent.
Because essentially, people love to work with people they know, they like, and they trust. And as part of the NABWIC motto, we help individuals cultivate those skills to bring life and vitality to their business.
That's right. That's right. And I think that is a great service that you're offering. It's a great membership to have if you are in those fields, and especially as an African American woman in those trade fields, because that's an area of growth right now. There are lots of different things that are happening in the construction industry. I think there's the green area of construction. There's the push now on a national level for infrastructure development. And what I like about the NABWIC organization, for those of you in my audience that have not seen that particular show, I'd encourage you again to go back and check our archives for that footage. Is that you go back to schools and do presentations, present career opportunities, because that field is so broad. You name so many industries and trades when you were talking about what's open to the membership, but it is a broad field, and now it's not like it was before, where you just had to learn how to run one machine. There's computer. There's a computer and software component to that. So there's a kind of a meshing of both the skill and the tech, so to speak.
Mhm.
And I see that that your organization is really moving forward to bring that home to the younger generation.
Exactly. And we are super excited to have young professionals coming into the field looking for opportunities for mentorship, especially if they are young architects and engineers starting their own consulting practices. And so we have lots of opportunities to mentor and to engage them on existing products to help them build their business and structure their services so that they're set up for success. I mean, we welcome that in any field, even if you're a plumber and you received a recent certification, or if you're interested in plumbing internships or carpentry internships and workforce development programs, we have resources to help those as well.
Now, I wanted to ask you this: are the opportunities that are available to participate in through the organization only limited to our local DMV area?
No, they're not. We are a national organization, and we're actually represented now in 6 states.
Okay.
And we have multiple chapters throughout the United States, and we're constantly growing. So those opportunities aren't just limited to the DMV areas. We have chapters in Florida, Atlanta, Texas, Detroit, lots of different metropolitan areas. And if there isn't a chapter, I always say if you have a very ambitious group of individuals, there's certainly an opportunity to start one.
Excellent. Yes, because I noted, I think one day when I was on maybe the national page or one of the pages, and someone had made a comment, they were very excited about the organization, and their comment was, what can I do to start a chapter in my area? And I thought, wow, that's great that they saw the vision of what the organization represents, and it motivated them to want to be on it. One thing I wanted to do before you got off the phone is just to make note. The national president of the organization, Miss Kimberly Naylor, was our guest maybe about a month or so back by phone, and she was here for Industry Day. I got a chance to meet her and talk to her, and she is a delightful, visionary, accomplished leader for the organization. And she had recently been in a car accident, but thanks to God, she is doing well. And I saw a video she had posted, I think it was yesterday, of just her improvements. And I just wanted with you just to extend well wishes and blessings to her as she is continuing to move forward on the road to health, and that all the things that she has envisioned for the organization and that you guys are doing here on the local level, the things you put your hands to, they continue to prosper and prosper for you individually and for the communities that you're placing and that you're doing this in.
Well, thank you so much, and I'll be certain to pass those wishes on to her as well.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much, Nicole. And this is the first Lunch and Learn, but you're going to be doing this monthly, correct?
Correct. We're trying to have events every fourth Thursday of the month between the hours of 12:30 and 2 p.m. And we're always looking for, new businesses who want to come and share their services with our membership population and provide networking opportunities for them. So that's always welcome as well. They can reach out at the NCR chapter at NABWIC.org email address for that interest.
And is there a phone number also that you want them to have, or?
Yes, please. My telephone number that I can be reached at is area code 410-322-0809.
Excellent. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for sharing some of the upcoming events that you guys have going on. And we'll continue to stay in touch with you with respect to the show so that we can let people know what's going on and how they can increase their business increase their knowledge base, and increase their network by partnering with you guys.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, Lisa.
All righty. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. So, it's a lot going on, right? So, you got home ownership. For those of you that watch the show, that are part of the what we may call the behind the scenes part of the real estate industry, but no less valuable. Of course, all of our contractors, our tradespeople. This is a great organization to be affiliated with. I met so many wonderful people at the networking event that I attended, and I would encourage you to reach out to them. Obviously, they're interested in the Lunch and Learn segment that they present this series in bringing you quality people that can speak to where you are and where you can go. So I hope that you take that to heart, and if it pertains to you and it's something you can take advantage of, please do take a look at that. But I told you I was going to go back to talking to you about ProBiz. So let me, I have to take my glasses off. You know how it is, right? Just fighting those bifocals. I'm going to get them, though. I'm going to get them. All righty. So let's take a look here for ProBiz. I want to make sure that I give you the exact time. Now, it's going to be on July the 31st. And you can register at www.probiznetwork.org. So that's probiznetwork.org. And I think the admission cost there is $25. It's going to be held at the Greenbelt Marriott Hotel. And if you want to call for more information, you can call 202-730-5765. And so you're actually going to have like two conferences for the price of one. So you're going to have ProBiz, which is about small business opportunities with government and private sector procurement officials. And then you're also going to have the opportunity to connect with business people looking to do trade with the United States, and how you can participate in that and build your business on an international platform. So I'm looking forward to being there myself. I'll be there. I hope I'll see you there. But it's a great opportunity. Now, the other piece I was talking about was the Minority Business Development Agency issued a broad agency announcement. Now, the time frame is short. They are looking for innovative proposals from organizations that are helping minority businesses address their most pressing needs and those of the communities they serve. You may say, I turned this on, I thought it was a real estate show. But real estate is about property. People live in property. And when they live in property, they create community. And when you have community, you have community businesses. So it's a tie-in, because part of what we talk about on this show is community building. And so here's an opportunity. It says that these grants will provide applicants the flexibility and support to grow their operations and are consistent with MBDA's mission to ensure minority-owned businesses continue to be instrumental in making America stronger. I like that. That is a word it's so well. So, if you think your organization qualifies, today at 2 p.m. they had a conference call. They also had one on June 18th. The deadline for submission of applications is July the 11th, so it's short. So it may require you to do a little collaboration with some other folks in your field or complementary fields to provide a cohesive package. But you can go to the website mbda.gov. Okay? Go there. You can hear the recording. If you're watching my show now, in real time, you probably missed the recording. If you didn't know about it, you've missed it. But you haven't missed it if you go to the website and listen to the recording and find out what was said. But there are so many areas here. Some of these areas fit guests that I've had. Some of them cover areas of interest. I'm not going to go the whole list, but I'm going to share a few. Access to capital, um, entrepreneurship education program for formerly incarcerated persons. We call them returning citizens. There's several people that I've talked to that are interested in this area. You need to find out what it takes to apply, look at the application, see what you need to do to be a part of that conversation. Global Minority Women Economic Empowerment Initiative. Hey, you know, if you're looking at that, if you're already doing something in that area, if you're offering some type of technical assistance to businesses in that area, you may want to check that out. When we're talking about sustainable business model, virtual business centers, Bernadette Clay, virtual business centers, inclusive infrastructure initiative. We just got through talking to the National Association of Black Women in Construction. So this is a broad scope of work in terms of the categories. You may say, well, maybe, I may not fit. I'm not real big. I'm not. But see, that's where that collaboration comes in. We talked about that when Dr. Beach was here, about coming together to create a solution. You don't have to have the whole piece. But, if you've got a network of people, you've been talking about certain things you want to do, or you're already doing, you're ready to expand, this might be the opening for you. Eligible applicants may be for-profit entities, including but not limited to sole proprietorships, partnerships, limited liabilities companies, corporations, also nonprofit organizations, and institutions of higher education, commercial organizations, individuals, state, local, and government entities, and then Indian, tribal, Native American, Hawaiian entities. So it covers just about, you should be able to find yourself in here somewhere. You breathing, you probably in here somewhere. So I'm just encouraging you to at least go to the site, mbda.gov, and find out if what you're doing can fit into what they're doing. And you can find a way to benefit your community through your company. Okay? So, let me see. We're going to be wrapping up in just a few minutes. I got just a few more things to tell you. I wanted to remind you, I don't know if you saw the show with Dr. Mary Johnson. It was entitled Math Makes Your Money Matter. And she is 83 years old. In her case, I'd have to say 83 years young. And we called her our own personal hidden figure. She said her husband calls her that sometimes, his hidden figure. But she has a PhD in math, and she is still teaching, ladies and gentlemen. And she has a math program. We're all familiar with and this is part of our community building piece. We all have, read the documented invitation that there's a certain slump or certain creep that happens among students in the summertime when school is out. And what you want to find out, because math is such a critical piece of being able to move forward. If you're looking at a STEM program, if you're looking at becoming a homeowner or an investor or a saver or someone that makes a budget, you need to understand how numbers work. She has a patented diagnostic tool for helping being able to tell where your child is, whether your child is on target, grade level target for that. She was actually the instructor for the first African American to get a perfect score on the SAT in 1950. So you think she's learned some more stuff since then? I think so. What a wonderful opportunity, though, to have your child learn from someone who has such great experience. And don't worry, they're not going to be too much for her. She may be a little too much for them. But I want to encourage you to look into the program that she has. I'm going to pull it up here for you, if I can give you the the particulars. Ask them to send it to me today because I think there's a few updates. Okay. So there's going to be 2 sessions this summer. It's Dr. Murray Johnson's Success and Learning Sessions. And it's going to be offered from grades for students in grades 3 through 12. So you want to find out what your child's proficiency level is and then improve their math aptitude. Now, they're currently still taking registration, okay? And the first session starts, though, July 3 through July 21st. And then you're going to have a second session behind that, July 24th through August the 11th, okay? And so they're going to have, and it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays from 10 to 2. They're going to have on-site registration June 16th and June 23rd. It's at 7700 Old Branch Avenue, D6. They're partnering with Educare Resources, who provides shared housing with leases on 3, 9, and 12-month time frames when you need some place to stay in the interim. But they're going to be offering this program. I'm going to be posting the flyer on the Facebook page today, later this afternoon, so you can take advantage of that. There are phone numbers for you to call: 240-318-5770 or 301-704-1795. And if you're still not sure if this program is for you, you can go to the website www.silmc.net, and there are videos there of Dr. Johnson and her explanation of her teaching style. You can go to Real Estate Talk with Lisa and also see her describing her interaction with students and how she takes the fear out of the math process and helps them achieve. She's documented results. So you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to give your child an edge up over the summer so they can go back to school in the fall ready. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that the information that we provided to you has encouraged you, has continued to motivate you to keep pursuing whatever real estate dream that you have. We'll continue to provide you with resources. If there's a topic that you would like to hear us discuss on the show, you can contact me at 301-542-5168. That's 301-542-5168, or our publicist, Reba Burris Barnes with Reba Associates International. And you can reach Reba at 301-420-0000. That's 301-420-0000. We've given you all the platforms you can reach us. You'll be able to catch this show again on our Facebook page, Real Estate Talk with Lisa. So thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be working on a brand new, exciting show for you for next week. And remember, I'll see you at the show.